Hello and welcome to this video in which I will share my thoughts and opinions on the old 3K fiasco that's been going around in the past week or so. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, there will be a link in the description. The video will probably also be running in the background of this video, but CA uploaded a video called The Future of Three Kingdoms, in which they announced that they were no longer going to make any more DLC for Three Kingdoms, which was the title of the video was super ironic. They changed it after an hour or so. Now it's called something else. So moving on from Three Kingdoms, I believe. Anyway, if you haven't seen it yet, I'd recommend watching it. It's a lot of words coming out of people from CA's mouths with nothing of value really being said. It's a super confusing video. And yeah, I'm just going to share my thoughts on that now. My video is going to be super incoherent. It's going to be about as incoherent as their video, really. Yeah, it's going to be a super incoherent video. I'm just going to talk for a bit. I'm not going to edit this together anyway. So really, I'm saying that I'm going to be saying a lot of words, but nothing of value is going to come out. Anyway, I'm going to start off by quoting myself. I wrote something, my thoughts on this in the partner chat of Discord. So this is where all the content creators and a bunch of people from CA are. This is where we talk every day with people from CA. And these are my thoughts on the day that it happened. I have to say, that Future of 3K video has caused a ton of confusion. This seems like a really weird step that CA took. I could have sworn they were going to expand the North at some point. I even remember Simon, who's someone who works at CA, telling us about that during the Nanman presentation. The fact that they added a bit about Korea, but more will come in the future. And now all of a sudden there's no more DLC. Why not make it more obvious about what this next project is going to be? As some people pointed out, this does feel like a bit of a big wow. This does feel like a big middle finger. While I also don't think we as content creators necessarily deserve anything more than the wider community does, I'm a bit surprised that we've gotten zero information about this. Yesterday we were told there would be a video today, but we weren't allowed to know more than that, and now we still know absolutely nothing. It's just a bit of a weird situation, and I feel that I am in a position to speak my mind about this. I'm just so confused. This seems like a good and a bad thing at the same time somehow. As in, it feels like the game wasn't doing well enough, so they decided to stop creating content for it, and then on the other hand, the team is becoming its own thing beneath the historical Total War umbrella, which would indicate it's a good thing because they're working on something new. So that's what I wrote. Basically, anyone that replied to it directly was or agreeing with me. There was a couple. I'm not going to name names with anyone who agreed, disagreed, whatever, because I think I might be under NDA not to actually show that chat. But either way, people agreed for the most part. It's just a weird situation. Obviously, Three Kingdoms is being review bombed on Steam now. I don't know if review bombing is really the answer ever, but I guess people want to make their voices heard in some way, and that's like the easiest way to get it done. But yeah, so Serious Trivia, of course, big Three Kingdoms fan. He wrote a whole piece about it too after me. And he also made his own video about it, and that one's probably a lot more interesting to listen to than mine, so I definitely make sure to put a link in the description to that as well. So if you wanna watch his point, obviously he plays the game a ton more than I do, so he's a lot more invested in this than I am. From what I could tell, he's both positive and negative about it. He thinks that so basically, okay, let's take a step back. The only things that we know about this new project, so obviously Total War Three Kingdoms, there's no more DLC, it's not going to be supported anymore. The team have moved on to a new Three Kingdoms project. So that's their own, like, you basically have Warhammer, you have historical, and then you have Three Kingdoms somehow. That's their own thing now at this point for whatever reason. So the only two things that we know about this is that the next game is not going to be linked to the original Total War Three Kingdoms in any way. There's not going to be an Immortal Empires campaign or anything like that. It's just going to be its own thing. And then the other thing that we know is that it's going to be focused more on the romance aspect and not on historical. So it's basically going to be another fantasy franchise at that point. And that's the thing that Serious Trivia likes, is that he really enjoys he never played a historical campaign. He really likes the romance aspect and the fantasy aspect of it. So he actually likes the idea of a game that's purely focused on that. So personally, okay, I haven't really talked about my own thoughts yet. But first of all, I think the whole announcement's fucking weird. Like, basically, as I said, they made a video, they talked a bunch of stuff, but nothing was said. It was just super confusing, came out of nowhere, we weren't told a thing. We had, nothing to work on there. It's just weird. I don't know what else to say. It's just fucking weird. Like, I don't understand why CA did it the way they did it. Anyway, so, what do I think about it personally? Well, so Three Kingdoms obviously is my favorite, or one of my favorite Total War games. I know I've said it's my favorite game. Shogun 2 still keeps vying for that control, though. It's up there anyway. I love Three Kingdoms. But, I love Three Kingdoms. And of course I'm disappointed there's not going to be any more DLC. Especially, we knew that there was going to be a Northern expansion of some kind. So it's just odd that they've, out of nowhere, seemingly decided that, we're not going to do this anymore. We're going to make a new game. Probably because it's going to make more money, I would imagine. So, yeah, obviously not a fan of that. I don't necessarily want a new Three Kingdoms game. The game's only 2 years old. It literally came out, I mean, it might be to the day, like 2 years old at this point. It came out in May 2019, so currently it's May 30th. So yeah, it's only 2 years old, and they've decided we're going to make a new game, which, it's just weird. Like, I mean, with Warhammer, right? So when Warhammer was announced, they initially said it was going to be a trilogy. So we knew that was going to be 3 games in a row. So that's fine. But, for example, take Rome. Like, Rome 1 came out, 2004 or something? And then Rome 2 came out 2013. It was 9 years or something between the two of them. And then with Three Kingdoms, they decided, okay, well, this was fun. Let's make another one. It's Pippin from Lord of the Rings wanting a second breakfast. It's like, dude, we haven't even had lunch yet. It's just weird, right? I just don't understand why we need another Three Kingdoms game this early on. So one of the things that came up quite a few times from people mentioning this is that every time they patched or every time they updated the game, it fucked up with the engine. Like, they ruined a bunch of shit, which they then had to fix again. It was just all the extra work. So that was one of the things that I've heard mentioned a few times, is that they might be working on a new game because this game is just like a fucked up project. Like, every time they try and do something, it breaks something else, and it's too much work, and they want to have a clean slate or something. So from that standpoint, I mean, I guess if there's technical reasons behind it, but I mean, I just don't understand why. Like, Warhammer has been working for 5 years or something. I think it literally had its 5th birthday a couple of days ago. And they're working on the third game, which is going to be connected to the first two, and that still works fine. So I don't quite understand how that's working. But again, I'm not a programmer, so who knows? I should also worth mentioning that, coming from me, it's a little bit hypocritical to say, why are you not finishing stuff that you started? Because at this point, I think I'm fairly well known for starting a bunch of campaigns and not finishing them. But while it's hypocritical, it's also, I'm a YouTuber making videos for free. They're a company making a game that you paid for. So you paid for something, the expectation of more shit coming in the future that you also have to pay for. And then, but that, I'm not going to get into the whole DLC discussion. I think DLC is a fine thing of gaming, but whatever. But yeah, so, you pay for that with the expectation of more coming, and then they're like, no, we're not going to do that anymore. Whereas, my videos are just that. They're just videos that are free. That you didn't pay for it. I'm sorry if I didn't finish a campaign, but, it's, whatever. Suck it up. So yeah, those are basically my thoughts. I don't know what else to say, really. It's just weird. I think CA made kind of it's just a weird decision on their end. They could have done this a lot better. Yeah, that's basically it. I don't know what else to tell you. It's just kind of fucked up. People recently have been blaming me for always being on CA's side, but I'll happily admit when they make mistakes as well, and this is certainly one of them, I think. Anyway, that'll be that. So, thanks for watching. And yeah, until next time, have a good day and goodbye.